Hi guys, Henry Horror here. With me always is my co-host, Mr. Johnny Noise.
What's going on, guys? Today we have a really cool guy, really special guest on our show. We had mentioned once before that we're not just about like musicians. Uh, uh, we we welcome anybody to come on our show, and we with us today is an artist, like a graphic artist, and you do all kinds of mediums. We'll get into all of that. Mr. Anthony Noble from Canada, brother, man, good seeing you. It's been a while, man. How you been?
I've been awesome, man. I've been awesome. Very busy, but I've definitely been awesome.
Right. Oh yeah, yeah, I know. Yeah, we've been trying to hook this up, and Anthony's got a hell of a schedule, so it's tough to nail him down, you know. But we're glad to have you on, man, and
Yeah, man. We're
uh,
real glad. We're real glad to have you on the show, man.
for sure, yeah, definitely. Henry's got a couple of questions, and we're going to your art and stuff, man. But it's great seeing you, brother.
Alrighty, sir. So, how old were you when you started to draw?
I've actually been drawing my whole life. I was really into it when I was younger, and then I don't know, probably in my 20s, I kind of gave up on it and stopped doing it for a while. But I don't know, 30s hit, and I just started doing it again, and I started like just drawing what I saw when I listened to music, or what it kind of I
Mm,
pictured when I listened to certain songs, and I started sharing it, and people started liking it, so I just kept going.
that's pretty cool, man. It's always good to be creative. So, is that like the music? Does that like inspire you to create, or just does it hit you on any given moment, or
I listen, yeah, I love music. I listen to music pretty much 24/7. So, and yeah, like I've always had like a very vivid imagination when listening to music. So like, especially songs that tell a story or something like that, I feel like I can see what they're trying to say or whatever, right? So in a lot of cases, it was easy for me to draw pictures that went along with.
for you guys out there? This is some of Anthony's artwork. Pretty cool.
Filler stuff. I think that one skull I have on a coffee mug, and I'm still maybe I can't tell from here, but that one that I got on the mug. Anyway, I'm debating if I'm going to put that on my chest, and I'll let you know. If I tattoo it, I'll send pictures.
That's pretty
I've
cool.
been saying I
I,
want to do that. I got one already, but that one there, man, the skull with the with the reading glasses. You know what I'm talking about, bro. And I think that thing is so kick ass. And I'm like, man, I think I'm gonna just get this fucking put on. This is an awesome piece, you know. And still haven't done it, but time and money, time and money. So we're gonna hook it up. I hope. Uh, for
Absolutely.
those, yeah, for those of you who don't know anything about Anthony's art, first of all, you're living under a rock. But uh, the stuff that you do and that you have done, like the kind of ghoulish guy with the for the morning noise thing and stuff. I mean, he does really intricate. And that medium was kind of electronic type art, or how would you describe how you put that together?
Well, a lot of times I'll draw it on paper and then I'll do it on the tablet. But that one there, I just straight up did that one on the tablet. Like I don't have any special drawing programs or nothing. I literally have a free program that I got when I downloaded on the iPad with a pen, and I just draw. And the first few came out real bad, and then now they're getting a lot better.
that's cool. I was gonna say I like this guy right here because it kind of reminds me of that face that flashes now and again during The Exorcist. You know, when the
Yeah,
priest is in the subway, you help an old altar boy, father, and they show that face
Yeah.
real quick. Yeah, I saw that. And I was like, oh man, that's fucking badass.
yeah, that was actually one of my first ones. I did that for a band out of Ecuador or Mexico. I can't remember. It was all Spanish lyrics, so they just basically described what they wanted, and I drew it.
Well, that's pretty cool. That
Yeah,
that'll be one of my questions down the line.
yeah. For those of you, you do a lot of, or have been requested to do a lot of artwork for bands and for album covers and stuff like that. So and that's where you kind of fit into this whole music thing is, people have recognized what you've done. And next thing I always see something posted, this band or whatever that did their album cover. So That's the kick-ass stuff. So I think that's that, and then it's worldwide. It's not just Canada and the U.S. whatever it is. Uh, I'm not sure. I'm not sure if you did anything for that band out of Havana, Cuba. I think they're called We Bite.
Yeah, yeah,
I don't know if you
yeah.
recognize. Yeah, yeah, dude. I gotta get back in touch with those guys. They had a couple of cool videos that they did. Say again?
Ernesto and oh, it's slipping my brain right now. But yeah, we bite. I did that one for them a while ago. Yeah.
Right, right. And it's what's cool about it is people, they think, okay, Cuba, but the scene is out there, man. That they're out there doing their thing, which is awesome. I think, and now your stuff's out there. I mean, so it's which is cool as hell.
Most recent one I did was for the band Horror Story out of New Zealand.
Cool. Okay.
Yeah, their singer
Wow.
passed about a year ago, so they did a compilation album, like a tribute to him album. And I've been listening to them for about 20 years, so for me it was a huge, huge, huge honor.
Wow. Wow. That's awesome, man. Uh, like I said, your not only your art, but your attachment to the whole music scene and to all these different bands, I think is really, really, really cool. But you had another question there, Henry?
Uh, yeah. Well, that was pretty much what I was gonna ask. Like, do a lot of bands contact you for artwork, for like album covers or whatnot?
It was getting really good up until about a year ago. Like I was getting quite a few. And I'll be honest, like if I can't draw what they want, I'll tell them straight out, look, this isn't coming together for me, so I'm sorry I can't work with you. Or but yeah, no, then AI came out, and now everybody can just tell the computer what picture they want, and they get it for free right away, right? So now most people just use AI.
Yeah, that AI stuff. I don't know, man. I'm not even on the fence with that stuff. I with the music thing that they're trying to do now. uh, If the first thing I saw AI was like they made some Nirvana song, and it wouldn't have bothered me so much if they called it, if they called it something else, like an AI tribute to Kurt Cobain or an AI tribute to the band Nirvana, instead of just trying to put it out there as Nirvana music. That's what bothers me about that stuff. It's like, no, because it may sound like it, but it's not real. It's like, uh, I'd rather play my own instrument than some AI generated version of me out there doing it. It's
Yeah,
kind of
exactly.
sad. I don't know. Yeah,
I think it's gonna take over for a while, and then I think people are gonna get sick of it on.
yeah,
You know.
yeah. It's because it's a fad right now. It's a trend. It's definitely not the way of the future. Not in any part of my future anyway. But it's just it's a fad, and it'll come and it'll go.
I
Well,
That's what I think.
you've always got guys that want an original piece too, right? So like there's always still going to be people coming to artists and saying, "No, this is what I want, I want it done by a person and I want it done the way I like it," right?
Yeah, definitely.
right. You know, AI is, for me, it's kind of sterile. You push a button and it does whatever, but to get something that's created by an actual person and then put onto either painted or like whatever, however medium that you do your art,
Yeah.
that to me is much better. It means more than some computer generated. And then you have all these songs coming out too. These kids are making all these songs and they're not doing anything. It's just an
Hmm.
AI thing, and they just loop it and then record it, and then hey, this is our stuff, and you can pay for this. You can buy rhythm, guitar licks and drums. You can buy the whole song that's AI
Hmm.
generated. Throw your lyrics at it, or I know someone who did lyrics, had like a poem or whatever it was, and then AI made a song. And then whatever genre you want to rock, you want this, you want that, and it will make a bunch of songs, and you pick it out, and it just so there's no creativity anymore. You're pushing a button. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
it's
Yeah.
And it's becoming so sterilized that, then let me see you do the same thing now, what you just did, and post it on whatever social media. Now get on stage and do it. That's when people will be like, well, oh, I can't. I need my computer. So you know what I mean.
yeah,
Let me stick you on stage, and then let's see what you got. And the same
Yeah.
thing with art. You can do anything you want to artwork. Well, let me see you paint, or freehand a drawing. Then that for me is more telling than an AI generated art of any form. And I think it's like I said, hopefully it'll start to kind of dwindle down and fade out a bit, where artists can be truly artists and not just button pusher type.
yeah.
So
Definitely. Definitely. Uh, so getting back to something that's a little bit more real, do you do artwork on like guitars and like skateboards and stuff too?
So all my artwork I do so far just on either canvases, paper, or on my tablet. But I have gotten through Pain Skateboards. I do have a deck out there that I designed. And then there's this lady. She goes by Graffiti Garage Customs on Facebook, and I've designed
Mhm.
3 guitars with her. And she'll hand paint my drawing onto the guitar and sell it.
Wow,
Yeah, and then
that's
there's something
pretty
really
awesome.
cool coming up too.
Wow, that's pretty awesome.
yeah, I think I saw some of her stuff. You have to take the guitar apart, send her the body. She does her stuff, and then she sends it back to you. Yeah, yeah, that's
Yeah, and if
awesome.
anyone ever wants one of my drawings put on their guitar, all they have to do is tell her which one and send her a guitar or buy one of her guitars and she'll do it.
She'll do it. Yeah,
That's awesome.
it is some killer stuff. Let me tell you what.
That's something for me to look into. I'll tell you that.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you need one, Henry. Trust me, you need one. Break it down. Send one of your bases out, man. You need one of these graphics.
definitely, definitely,
I just do.
Oh,
definitely.
yeah.
Hey, I think it's awesome. But you had mentioned possibly maybe going to tattooing. Is that something you're looking into also, or what?
I've ordered a tattoo gun. It's coming in next week, and I'm going to start practicing. And honestly, if I can get out of the oil field by doing something that I like,
Right.
why wouldn't I try, right? So I'm
Correct.
going
Yeah.
to try it. Plus, I've got another thing on the go. A guy I've worked with in the past, he's got some new 3D printing thing. I don't know much about it yet, but he was showing me like he could take any one of my pictures and like say you wanted it on a Zippo, he could 3D print it onto the Zippo, and it has like depth because it does it in layers. But basically, he could print my art on anything.
Oh,
Wow.
cool. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so we're definitely excited. And we've been talking about a few ideas what we want to try and do and what we want to see, but
Yeah.
it's all on him. Like it. If he gets the machine, then he'd have to do a lot of the brunt of the work, right? Like he'd have to do the printing and the shipping kind of deal, whereas I would just do the drawing.
Someone made me a 3D printed dragon skull.
Yeah,
The shit comes out cool. I mean, it's very detailed. When I think about it, there's a lot of whatever involved with doing that stuff. It's one of those kids that just sits down, just figures it out, and just on his computer and on the printer and programs it and goes. It was the coolest thing, man. I was like, look at this shit. It's this big 3D freaking plastic looking thing. To take some of your pictures and to do stuff like that would be freaking awesome.
well, I watched just a demo video of what this printer can do, and basically a guy took a picture of himself and a dog or his dog, and then he put it onto his computer. He uh, used an application that made it look like it was painted with brush strokes.
Hmm.
And then he printed it onto a canvas. It looks like someone actually painted him and his dog onto a canvas.
Wow.
Wow.
And it's
Yeah, it
That's
textured,
looks
pretty
right?
good.
amazing. And it's
And
textured,
it's
yeah.
textured, right? Oh, right. That's all. Yeah, that's what you need to do, man. I'm down for that. I got a pretty big spot on my wall. I need something else, man. So we'll figure it out.
Well, I wanna start like looking into how I can design it more 3D. Like say I could get a guitar body or whatever and then have it 3D printed with my art, but it's also textured out.
Yeah,
I
that
think that'd be
texture is the
awesome.
key. That texturing is pretty awesome. I use these they're CDRs, but they're like vinyl quality, and they actually look like little 45s, But on the top of the disc, they've got the little run grooves like an actual
Oh yeah.
record. So that's pretty tight. So yeah, um, that's gonna be awesome, man. When you get that like layering on there, it's
Yeah, definitely.
gonna be tight.
Definitely.
It's neat when they
It's gonna
talk
be
about
real
it too.
tight.
'Cause like it does a layer, like it 3D prints a layer, and then it uses like a special light to cure that immediately, and then it does another layer on top. Like, so if there's like different grades of like from red all the way to pink, it can actually like have it staged higher and higher as it goes. So it's amazing. If we can get it off the ground, I want to like
Yeah.
get a whole bunch of blank skateboards and stuff like that and just start going.
Oh, hell yeah. I don't skate, but I'll buy a board. Let's go.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Same here. I'll start collecting decks if they're that badass. Hell yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know
I'll,
about the skate. I don't know about the getting
How
on the
about
skateboard
skateboarding? Yeah,
part of it,
I'll
but
go on the wall though. Don't send the wheels, man. Just send me the board. I'll put the board on the wall. No wheels.
yeah, tack it on the
Well,
wall.
that's another idea I had. I want to just go and buy a bunch of blank skateboards, paint them all white, and then just do my artwork on them and put them up for sale and see what they do.
Right, right. Definitely, man. So, with all this going on, uh, uh, if someone wanted to see your artwork or contact you for when you start all this stuff, how can they get in touch with you? How can so they can maybe tell you what they want or what have you?
Honestly, the easiest way is through Facebook and Facebook Messenger.
Okay,
But other than that, I have Instagram. I had to change the name because people didn't like it, so now it's Art by A Noble.
right, okay. So
Uh,
art by A Noble on Instagram.
yeah, and there's like a little dash between the A and the Noble, like the
Okay,
lower dash.
okay. Well, our guys here, anybody on our channel, if you're looking for any of Anthony's stuff, whatever, just get with me, myself or Henry, and we'll direct you to his Facebook page or Instagram. Well, we'll put the links down. We can add the links
Yeah, we'll put the links in the
so
description.
people can contact you. And but I'm in. Well, let me know what you're drawing on, what you're doing. Where I'm totally in. I need some more. I want some more stuff for my walls. I'm redoing the whole studio here, and anyways, that is cool. And then, dude, if you start tattooing, let me know too, because I'll hop a flight.
Yeah, I'd hop a flight up there for that.
Yeah, hop
Yeah,
a flight, get
definitely.
tattooed, ride some motorcycles, and come back home. What the hell?
Well, that's my one big thing. Like, if I was talking to the old lady and I said, like, if I can get into an apprenticeship program with one of these shops, like I'm bringing a clientele too, but my clientele is like all the guys I've worked with doing art for, and that's people from all over the world, really.
Right,
Yeah,
right.
We'll get some interesting guests.
Oh man,
definitely, definitely,
yes,
definitely.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah, because I'd fly up there for that. Definitely,
yeah.
definitely.
Oh,
We
I'm
we'd
aware.
probably make a show about just that.
Let's go. Yeah,
the, the
exactly.
the
Right,
trek
right
and the
from
journey, and then getting the tattoo, and then
coming
all
back.
that.
That would be awesome, dude. That'd be
That'd be
awesome.
deadly.
That would be awesome.
That'd be killer. Yeah.
I start practicing next week.
Right on, right on.
Yeah. My brother did an apprentice thing, and he started kind of from scratch, and he had a pretty good drawing ability. The Japanese tiger on my back was done by him, and it's
Yeah.
just awesome. Yeah, oh, yeah. But it's doable. It's just a matter of transforming, you know, the pen to the needle and how far you got to press and for your shading and just a little bit of practice. I mean, you got the artistic stuff down. That's it's just changing mediums. If you throw it onto the tattoo gun, and now
Yeah.
everything either air driven or battery operated. It's not like the old school. What type of gun you ordered. If it's the the regular electric motor type gun, or do you order like I know a lot of guys
I,
use the air powered one.
I ordered like the pen type. It's like a big fat pen basically, and you just draw with it.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, wow,
They're
that's pretty badass.
they're so
Yeah,
much smoother than the old school. Like I have some stuff done by some old school, tattoo guns. And you're like, oh, just hurry up, And the newer ones are like, well, because you're covered worse than me. But the newer guns, they go so much faster. You're not, you're not vibrating your whole the whole body's like vibrating. You don't feel it in your teeth when they're tattooing you.
yeah,
So it's tolerable. I sat for hours like for my food dog and my my Japanese dragon and stuff. It was just done. I mean, it's still tattooing hurts. If you don't like it, don't get it. But the new equipment is much better. Both on the artist and the client.
yeah. I recently got another bat,
Did you really?
and then I got a 13 foot above my ear
Oh, jeez.
somewhere there. And honestly, like I barely felt it. It was so fast and so clean. Like I barely felt anything.
Wow. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. I'm telling you, I'm due too. I got a guy over here. We got to figure out some other stuff, but it's it, it it's something to get into. I'm not sure. I'm sure up there in Canada too. Tattooing is probably huge.
Yeah, I think there's
You
six
know what I mean?
shops here in Red Deer.
Right. Right. So once you start practicing an apprentice and this that and the other, you should go. Then you already have a following, dude. So it's just a matter of transforming your artwork to skin, vice, canvas, or your tablet or whatever. I think it'll go. I think it
Yeah,
definitely will go. You know
Oh,
what I
I'm
mean?
hoping.
Yeah.
I'm
for sure.
excited to try it.
Yeah, oh, yeah. It'll take a while to apprentice and get all your technique down, this, down, the other for sure. But if you got the groundwork's there, the art is definitely there. Now you just got to figure out how to jam into somebody's freaking arm, to make it look good.
Yep.
So
Well,
that's
so the big bust lately has been trying to get as many like flash kind of stuff together and have it like outlines and then have full colors that I can, if I do go to a tattoo shop, I can go in and say like, here's hundreds of drawings. Here's hundreds of flash drawings that I can do.
right, right. But
That's
like I said,
awesome.
you're kind of already halfway there. You know what I mean? So
Yeah, I've got a lot.
that's a lot, dude. Yeah, you can't, 'cause you don't want to do like, well, unfortunately, a lot of tattoo artists get frustrated with just doing these little simple things, but that's what pays the bills. You know what I mean?
Mm.
It's something that take you 10 minutes and you charge them an hour or an hour and a half, and you put 3 letters on them or whatever, you're still going to make that 100 something bucks for that 10-minute tattoo. And that's
Mm.
where the real money comes. Then when you get into like, a whole piece, that's even better. But I know a lot of artists, when you go with an idea to them and you're like, look, I want to do this, and they draw it out, and they come back a few weeks later, and it's all they really appreciate when you want to do something like that. And other than can you spell dog with three O's and it just no, it ain't gonna happen. But letters are big. People go in, especially the younger set, and they just, hey, I got $100. What can you do for me? Oh, okay, well, a smiley face and some horns. Here you go. Have a nice day.
Yeah.
Never, you know. But I think any your artwork, once you get it on some people, that the
Yeah.
advertisement is 24/7, brother. When you're walking around, who did that? I get that all the time for my stuff. This guy out by me, they always ask me, where'd you get your stuff? And you tell them,
Yep.
this is where they got it at. And once it picks up, you'll be booked up, I'm sure.
Oh, it'll spread like wildfire. I'm sure.
Yeah, yeah. So that's going to keep us posted on that for sure, man. I'm looking forward to seeing, once you get started. I think that's going to be
We'll do.
pretty.
I've done one
Yeah.
tattoo so far.
Oh, you ready?
Oh, yeah?
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, I tattooed a buddy back in Moose Jaw a few months ago, and it actually turned out pretty good. Yeah, not bad for a first tattoo.
For a
That's
first
awesome.
run.
Yeah.
There's different ways to practice. And the short once you go apprentice, they'll give you some ideas. I forgot what my brother practiced on, but himself, of course, you know. But yeah, that comes with the territory. Find a blank
Yeah,
spot.
Yep.
yeah. I have a buddy of mine that when he was apprenticing, he mainly worked on himself, and he did one on the top of his leg, and like I said, he was he was learning how to do it at the time, and thankfully he did it on himself, but uh, he did like a spider in a web, and the web looked badass, but the spider for some reason the spider looked cool, but the spider ended up with 11 legs instead of 8 somehow. So, but at least it was on him. So, but
Yeah.
he eventually got better, and I think he's working at a shop somewhere here in San Antonio on I think on San Pedro or something like that. Last I heard, but I mean, but he got there. He got there, and he would always grab people. Hey, you wanna you want a free tattoo? I'm apprenticing, and of course, most of the guys. Most of the guys, yeah, they would go for it. For some reason, I never got around. I think I always wanted to get one from him, but I just never got around to it. I think me moving to Austin for a couple of years had something to do with that. But yeah, he got there, and everybody's got to start somewhere.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
oh yeah. I think uh, I think between that, starting that, and then your 3D deal, and if you start, like painting, like you said, skateboard and stuff like that, just the boards alone, I think people would buy that. I think
Definitely.
that would be killer. Yeah, I mean, I know I would. Yeah, exactly. Because you don't have to, you're not gonna ride the damn thing. You put it on a wall. You have to display it. You know. So that's gonna be. I think that's gonna be the way to go, and then get your tattoo stuff going, and then you can get off the rig and start living a quasi normal. Well, now
Yeah.
then
Be
again,
home.
tattooing, man, you can put in the hours too, brother. There's no
Yeah.
going home
Mhm.
until two weekends. Guess what? Get the gun out.
Oh yeah,
You
even
know.
even drawing. Some of my drawings have taken like up to 15, 20 hours. That one I did for you, I
Wow.
was even getting tattooed while I was doing that drawing.
Yeah, yeah, I remember that. I remember that. Yeah, I'm working on your drawing. Oh, I'm getting tattooed, by the way. I'm like, holy shit. He's speaking about multitasking. But yeah, I'm telling you, man. The art is definitely there. Definitely check out some of Anthony's art for sure. I'm a big fan since day one. We've been talking back and forth for several years now. I was working night shift, and I just call him on Facebook Messenger on the way home, like midnight. What are you doing? Are you awake? Yeah, I'm up. Because you're right there on the rig. So you bullshit all out from my ride home. I'm just yakking at you while you're at work. And but for sure, uh, uh, check out his Facebook page and Instagram for sure. And we'll keep everybody posted as you progress and you get more stuff out. Just let us know, and we'll put it up. We'll put it up on the
Absolutely.
site for sure, and direct people to the there's some more stuff too that Henry's got. Well,
Oh
that's
yeah,
the
there's the
guitars.
guitar. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's some
Yeah,
killer. That's
You
she.
some
better
real.
get my fat fingers out of the way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
So
love
I
those.
I just I just I just want to ask one more question before we land this plane. If somebody came up to you with an idea for, let's say, a coffee table book or an art book, would you submit your art to having a book maybe done?
I have an idea and I'm trying to work on it, and I've even got some bands that are interested in helping me with it. But I want to do a book of my art and then like my words, and then have a bunch of bands do take my words and make songs with them. And then so it'd be a book
Wow.
that came with a CD of my words, basically.
Oh
Man,
wow.
that's a pretty hip idea, man. I mean,
Yeah.
I'm hip
Yeah.
to it. That'd be something I'd definitely be able to get into, man, for sure.
Well,
I'm glad I
so
asked that
basically,
question.
So you'd have a book that goes along with a CD that has all my artwork in it, right?
Yeah, that's like having a book with a soundtrack to it. You know,
Yep.
that's a pretty hip idea.
Yeah.
I got a few bands that have already said you if you get it, if you do it, if it's taken off, I'm in. We'll do a song for you.
That's
Wow.
awesome. That is awesome.
Yeah, it's
That would
nice,
be
That is
cool.
awesome.
but
Yeah,
I
you can't.
know I
Well,
know
I'm
you
sorry.
got
Go
to be
ahead.
careful with it. I know you got to be careful with it, just because like I don't know, like because I'm not like I don't write songs or whatever, so I would have to work with them and put the words like I guess do the drawing and then do the song about the drawing, but work with the band and on the lyrics or whatever so that it made sense, I guess.
Yeah, yeah, definitely. Like it would have to be a collaborative effort
Yeah,
for
Yeah.
sure. But
Yeah.
I mean, it'd be man. That's one hell of an idea.
Or you can do all the album covers and the different artwork you do for all these different bands. You know, just have your book with all your artwork in it, and just have some of their songs. This is whatever band. This is their album cover. This is my artwork that you've done for them, and you don't have to worry about rewriting anything. You already have their music. That's
yeah,
done. Your artwork that's already theirs. You did for them. You put it together, and you have probably the most awesome freaking pop-up book that anybody want to buy. You know what I mean? So that would be cool. So you got the
yeah,
artwork, without and then instead of having to rewrite, then what you could do also is have the band each band submit like a little bio about the artwork that you did and where it's displayed or what album it's on, and you know what I mean. That
yeah,
would be that would be an easier way to do it without having to write a song about the thing and get it copyrighted, and it's already all done.
yeah,
So you're covered all the way around instead of trying to do some kind of song about each piece. It's already there. The music's
yeah.
already there, attached to your stuff. You just got to put it
And I think
together.
I've gotten I think probably about 20 album covers now. I think about that.
Right, right.
So yeah,
And that's just a start. You know what I mean? Because there's a lot of stuff as it progresses, then you just put it out. This is the
yeah,
band, this is the art, this is their music. Here's a song or whatever from that particular band, and then you got the next one. There you go. You got 20, 30 songs on a CD, a book full of your artwork. And it's
yeah.
like coffee table art with a soundtrack. Shit. You know what I mean?
I know they'd be in for
Can't
it
beat
too. Every
that.
one of them.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
yeah, dude. I'm
Yeah.
telling you, I think that would be awesome. That would be awesome. I mean, and it's different.
Yeah,
It's something that there's plenty of picture books or coffee table, whatever you want to call it, that are out there. But you're going to present something with a freaking soundtrack to it. So if you put the art together with the band, with the album, and it's already done. All you got to do is piece
yeah,
it together. You know what I
yeah.
mean? You're done. Submit it to Barnes and Nobles and sit back.
Hell yeah.
You know what I
Yeah.
mean? You know, I mean, it can be done. Did this whole poetry thing, and I forgot how she submitted it to somebody, and it got published.
Hmm.
So it's not that big of a deal. You definitely can do it. I
Yeah.
say,
Especially
go.
like if you go through Amazon, you
Yep,
know,
you can. You can
boom.
put it together. Here we go. Yep. So let me know when that comes out too. So I'll add that to my list.
Will
Hell
do.
yeah. Me too.
I'll be making the next couple of Harley payments. Anyway, dude, it's great seeing you, brother. We'll certainly keep in touch as things kind of move on, and we greatly appreciate you taking your time out, especially on Father's Day, to
Yes.
kind of visit with us, and uh, we will let our folks know where they can see your artwork, and when things start going with this 3D thing or the boards or whatever you plan on doing, just reach out to me. We'll post it, and we'll make an announcement on the show. Hey, this is what's going on, and
Okay.
so people know what's going on with all your stuff. Then when you get a collection of stuff, you come back on. This is what I got. This is what I got.
Oh yeah.
Whatever. You just
Awesome,
come
yeah.
back.
Oh yeah, man. We got to have you on as a guest again, Anthony, man. And like John said, thank you so much for taking the time to do this and be on our show. Uh, I hope everything going forward goes forward in the right way for you, bro. And when it does, you let us know, and we'll help spread the word.
So most
Awesome, will
definitely.
do.
Yeah,
And I was honored to be on.
yeah. Oh man,
Thank you.
they definitely
It was our pleasure.
our pleasure. So guys, I'm gonna let Henry wrap up. Don't go nowhere, Anthony. When I shut down, just hold out for a sec, and we're gonna wrap up the show. As far as recording, then we'll wrap up our conversation.
All right, guys. So Anthony Noble, we're gonna leave links in the description. Thank him for being here with us, and we will see you in the next video.
Rock on, guys. Rock on, Anthony. Appreciate you, brother.